Hello and welcome to another episode of Wednesdays with WV. This is episode number 58, and the guest on this episode is one who created waves by getting 100 at Durban on his debut in 92-93. And there were a lot of expectations from that young man, but unfortunately, fate had a different script for him. He ended up only with 11 test appearances, and by the time he finished playing, everybody was left with only one thing to ponder about: why did he not play more rather than why did he play? It was unfortunate, but after retiring from cricket, he took up coaching and he's been involved with a lot of IPL teams and also coached different states apart from guiding India under 19 and the India A sides in the past. He was an absolute team man during his playing days, and that's exactly what he's trying to do, being selfish and giving whatever that is he can give to people who will benefit from his guidance. It's Pravin Amre, and it's my pleasure to present you Pravin Amre, the former batter from Mumbai Central Zone and Railways. It's my pleasure to present to you Pravin Amre. Pravin, it's been a long time since I caught up with you. How are you? All well?
Thanks, WV. It's always a pleasure to see you and talk to you.
Yes, let's start with the recent happenings in your life. You released an autobiography. Yours, obviously, it would have been received well.
Yeah, yeah, Miss. That was the thing. Like you, WV, like we played the era of '92, right? That's the era. I think I feel like there are a lot of people meet me that they remember whatever the innings. Even they remember your 100 in South Africa one day. So people always remember that, and I was just wanted to be honest to myself. Like I just my book title is 0 for 5. As a player, 1 year is so crucial or one inning is crucial. I when look back, like right now I'm maybe more than 18 years in a coaching career, but I feel like that 0 for 5, I think that was the defining, because when you are a coach of like Mumbai, Delhi, or Tamil Nadu, where the big association, where the win is important, and especially I came from the means Mumbai, and my first 3 games we were 0 point, and then we managed to win all outright matches, and then we came to semifinals, and fine day we are 0 for 5. So and the players were like WB, that was Wasim Jafar, Amol Muzumdar, and Rohit Sharma. So it was like, to me, I look back, and I think that was a more important match for me as a coach, because if I would have been lost that game, my coaching career would have been over. So I look back, and I think like that's the match, and I think it's people tend to forget actually. Then I think this is what people should remember, like 0 for 5, and then you can win the game.
Yeah, you had a great journey. Your journey has been eventful, starting off with the fact that you were born and brought up in Mumbai. You would have wanted to play for Bombay, but you ended up playing elsewhere. So that way, there's a lot of stories to tell.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I was 18 when I played for a Bombay, and mind you, I'm saying Bombay, not Mumbai, because that was I got a cap, not a MCA. Means it was really privilege, and it was my dream to play for a Bombay. And luckily, as my guru Achekar sir told me, like, what, you are getting a good job from railways. Because I come from the humble background, so he knows like how important the job will be for me. And he said there is no guarantee like you will play for next year from Bombay. So it's better you go to the railways first. The priority is your family. You will take care of family, and then you will get a chance, because W that year it was like, it was good that Madhav Sindhya was the railway minister, and he offered a job for good cricketers. So I was 18, I was played for Bombay, so I got officer's job. And Achrekar sir was confident, like he said, the railway job will give you stability to your family. And I think that was my priority, and that was the reason to leave Bombay, to be honest, basically.
I'll come to Mr. Archrager a bit later, but it
Yeah.
must have been a very difficult choice, wasn't it? Yes, on the one hand, financial security or the job security. On the other hand, not being able to play for a side like Bombay must have been a real tough choice to make.
And also, like, yeah, miss, I played for under 15, under 19, university for Bombay. And then like people were like, not many cricketers making a by 18 year making in a Bombay Ranji team. So the people were talking about he got a good career and all, he can play for a country. But the moment sir told, I think there was all cricket pundits said, now your career is over, because you are leaving Bombay, and you're going to railways. Nobody's going to notice your performance. And yeah, miss, that was a thing, like more than like I was like that. That dream for playing for country, I think it's gone about that moment. But when my sir told me to go, I think I have no other option, and I respected that decision also.
But we know a lot of people could easily say your career is over those days.
Yeah.
So, anyway, let's go back to your coach, Mr. Acharikar. From his stable came you, Tendulkar, Kambli, and then Mujumdar, to name a few. And what kind of a coach was he? Just for my curiosity, you know.
Yeah, for me, Acheka sir, to describe one thing, like he was not a just, he was a guru, to be honest, and he was like an institute. It's not like one, I used just name Sachin, Vinod, Amol, me, but before that also Balwinder Sandhu, Chandrakant Pandit, Lalchand Rajput. So he got many, and you just more than 50 Ranji Trophy player. But I think now I came to the coaching, I had 15 years in the coaching. I can describe you only thing, I cannot be even a 10% what he has done to the cricket, because that dedication, that passion, and that selflessly, the way he coached to the each and everyone. I think the best part, like he treated everyone equal. It never happened like because you are a Sachin Tendulkar, we were having a different treatment. It wasn't, and maybe that is the reason. If you say like anybody is a sir student, he will have same respect to, with like what we have as a test player. But even the player who played for just the club cricket, but he had the time for everyone.
Yeah, one of the things that is noticeable about the wards of Mr. Acharikar is that batsmen, especially, you just charge down against the spinners. You don't stay at the crease at all.
Yeah, the secret WB, like Acharika sir's wicket, we practice. And the famous story, like he used to keep that 1 rupee coin on the stumps. If you play
Mhm.
15 minutes on those wicket, you will get. But the wickets was actually the outfield. And if to survive me to play that, I know like I have to kill that spinner's ball. I think that was my thing, like why my footwork was good, because I think it was those wicket we practiced where we wanted to find the way to survive, find the way to dominate the spinners. And I think that's what happened there. Like our footwork was so good, and spinners, anybody ball goes above eye level, we make sure like we are not in the crease.
I've seen more of you three, like you, Sachin, Vinod. And amongst the three of you, of course, Sachin's technique was supreme. And you would prefer to play along the ground. Would you agree that Vinod was the best in terms of hitting big against the spinners?
Well, I think that again, there is a story for him, because when Achekar sir spotted him, he used to play in a tennis ball cricket in his buildings and that area where there was a runs like if you hit to the fourth floor, you will get a boundary. So he had that habit of, and that was his tremendous, like his first class, first shot is a six. So I think that mindset was there, I think, for them. Whereas we came on a big ground where we know like inning building is important, but Vinod came out with that, like hitting is a attack is a defense, basically that way he came. And yes, he was also successful. We remember, like he was the guy for me, I remember the guy who got a two back-to-back test 100, and I was both the time I was a non-striker. So I think that was a great achievement, two back-to-back test matches getting double 100 in a test.
Going back to your career is over advice. Senior level also, you got a lot of runs, but you had to wait for a while to get the India cap, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It means 4 to 5 years I was consistently scoring runs in a center zone. That was so Dulip Trophy, Iran Trophy. So whatever the match, that those days there was no India A matches. So and I was like the US South was always strong, West was strong, but I came from the Central. So to me that was only one game, and that was important. If we lose those days, it was a knockout. So next year we have to wait. So I have to make it count. Like even that I know I was playing for a weak side, so and I was leading, so it was more responsibility and make sure like I perform for myself and for the team to go to the next round, basically to get that one more match more to me to play in a. And it apparently happened like a Dulip Trophy, I got three back-to-back 100 also. But that pressure was there to perform, because I know there was a no next year, because Ranji Trophy we never qualified. So I know that if I can get a notice by the selector, it will be only basically the performing in Dulip Trophy.
You haven't done badly in that phase. I remember 1991 season, Duleep Trophy, 3 games, and Irani. You got something like 800 or 1,000. What was it?
Yeah,
That was a
means when
lot of runs.
I came to the Indian team, I came with the 86 of first class average. So I think that's not a bad average.
You got your break during the Australia tour. You didn't make it to the tour of England, and then you went to Australia. But that was not much of a tour, was it? Not many opportunities for you on that tour.
I think the coming to the Indian side was an achievement. I see, like when I look back, there was a, Krishnamachari, Shrikant, Kapil Dev, Venkserkar, Sachin, Manjrekar. So coming in the team, I felt like like something achievement, like coming in a 16. I know I won't get a opportunity, but it's a lot of learning for me. And more important, like I think more than that, like I seen like a brilliant, like a Sachin first year, watching him getting that 100 at the Perth, Sydney, Ravi scoring double hundred against Shane Warne. So I think that's a good cricket I learned from that particular year, like when thing. But also I got experience of playing World Cup in Australia. So I think that was the thing. Yes, I know like it was tough. Yeah, and as you know, like I have to wait it for more than 12 Test matches. I was a 12th man, and when I got an opportunity to play in Durban, I'm sure you will come to that match.
Yeah, I was coming to that. You preempted it. So let's go to a different time zone, different continent. Durban,
Yeah.
38 for 4. And then a debutant walks out, who at that time was not thought to be good against fast bowling. Now it's over to you. You tell me what happened there.
First of all, like to be honest, like as you said, like people was questioning about like even though I got 86 first class average, well it was supposed to be that time highest. Like after that, Vinod got 88 and he came in the team, and the third one is Sachin. So my our Acharya sirs, I just wanted to point out how our Acharya sir student was so consistent when we came to get that test cap. Our averages was more than 80 in a first class. But yeah, coming to that, like people were always thought about like, okay, maybe that's the reason like I was too good for spinners. Maybe that was the reason like my most of the runs on an Indian wicket was the spinner used to bowl and I used to get more runs. But that was a thought that people thought like, and maybe never know that they wanted to test me. That's why they choose the Durban venue.
I know what you mean.
So for to me, I think I think that was the important day for me because getting test match, you yourself got it. I think there is more emotional. You can't express the in your in the words what you feel that getting the test cap. I think that was to me was very important, and I was really feel like a fortunate the way my journey was. As I said, it was so tough to come in the squad of, and then I came and I that was the day I got opportunity. And like nowadays everybody got a data, right? Everybody got on Google, they can search. We were the first team to go to the South Africa. We were not aware of not a single data was there. We were not aware of the what type of wickets will be there. Only thing what happened, like we played a practice match, we know the where the ball was flying. So yeah, so that was a challenging, I think more important, like that was, I think I feel like more than a technique, and I think it was my mindset and maybe the willpower to survive on that. Like I swear 38 for 4, and I was the last recognized batsman. And I think this was, I felt like I never thought like I will score 100, but I thought like as a batsman, I will sort of bail out my team from that position. And I think I can't get my 100. I think the support of Kiran More, because he got that 50 and we got a 100-run partnership for seventh in South Africa. I think that was remarkable because Kiran also played brilliantly, because yes, I got 100, but to complete my 100, and his support was there at the non-striker.
Yeah, your determination and Kiran's guts was something to watch. And you followed up that 100 by also carving out a win in the final ODI.
Yeah.
That was something that you would
Yeah.
remember with a lot of fondness.
Yeah, definitely. For first, as you said that last game, but the first game, WB got 100 at Joburg. I remember that Pretoria, basically. Yes, and I think that was a brilliant 100 any Indian got, and maybe the WB. I think that was only two win we got actually. You
Yeah.
that first and the last one basically. But yes, yeah, as I said, like the journey was tough. Like I was actually dropped from the third game when the I was dropped at the Durban game. To be honest, when I got 100, but I never played at Durban one day match. So it was so tough for me to think like, okay, I'm not a part of the team. And even on that day, which seventh one day, I was not supposed to play. Ravi got a bad stomach on a match day, and I got an opportunity. And it happened to be like the man of the match I got, which the only man of the match got I got in a one days. It was happened in the South Africa's last one day. Yes, again we were I think 60 for 4, but again we got a again one wicket keeper came Vijay Yadav, and we got a partnership and we won the game. Yes, so that's a great feeling, like you go there and even. But I think that was an inning. I will say like Durban, as you said, it was a determination, playing 6 hours to get that 100. Whereas this one day cricket, I think that's a mindset. And I think I thought like I belong to, both versions. T20 wasn't there, but you get a more satisfaction in a both version. You can contribute in a team's victory.
You did well. You played a terrific knock in a test match. You won a one day. Then we come to India, home series against England. The different strokes for different people principle kicked in again. You are under pressure against England to perform, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I remember like there was sword on my thing for playing in 11. People started talking like we lost the series in South Africa and last match we didn't score. Anybody scored, and I think people are talking dropping Pravin Amre that time. And I think that was a more challenging again. Yeah, means again like England was used. That 92 side was such a good side. England came basically. You just name it, Gatting, Higg, all of them. Atherton. That was a strong team actually. They came here to play. And I know like I got limited opportunity, but yes, first game we played at I think Chennai, I got 79. Then we won the second test match at Calcutta, and then we came to the Mumbai. I personally feel it's a more satisfaction I think I will have of to me of that third test match at Mumbai, simply because it was a Wankhede day. My parents was there to watch, my guru was there to watch. And I think when we went there, and Vinod already got double hundred, Sachin got 80 odd. And when I went there, with the time came for a declaration. And I remember I got a 55 balls, 50 in test match. And I remember Tufnell was bowling six fielders at the boundary, and still I managed to got boundaries. So I think that feel more satisfaction to show that it wasn't 100, but the showing a dressing room and my parents and my guru that bat of scoring 50 in 55 ball in test. I think that's why I think I remember that can be the one of the my good day in a test cricket.
Yeah, talking of England,
Hmm.
India was England series is about to get underway. What do you think is likely to happen in that series?
I think that was 12 years back. I think they are the one only beat us in India. But yeah, I mean, they come with the more homework. They make sure like their England Lions comes here. They get used to of our wickets. So players are aware of that. What is the turn and bounce, which is nightmare. We saw like that 3-0. We won basically. There was many batsmen could not play Kumble and Raju and Chauhan. But I think that will this year also Jaddu, Akshar, who knows Kuldeep, it will be a very, very, very not easy to them to pick. But yeah, because see now that those days are changed now, because most of the England's also player coming and playing IPL. So that does help them like playing the condition and all. But yes, again, a white ball and a red ball, there is a lot of difference. But again, like the way we are playing, I think we got a more chance to make sure like we won one more series again on England here.
Do you think we will get to see baseball being employed in India?
But that's what England is, isn't it? They will try to what they work for them. To be honest, they will not bother. And I think like attack will be defense for play our thing. But yes, I personally feel it's not only the baseball will happen. I think the temperament, and again, like you said, like the technique will also matter to play on our wicket, especially the spinners.
You took to coaching once you stopped playing. It's been a smooth career, more or less. But are you still awaiting the big job to land up at your door sometime?
Well, I think we never know. I think we work like the coaching. I think I personally feel like it never planned. It came to me in my career as accident. I never planned. I never thought like a WB like I have that temperament of coaching, because coaching needs a lot of different temperament. But yes, that coaching play 12, 3 years or maybe the 6 year for Mumbai Ranji team, it taught me to like what are the qualities are important for a coaching, and doing more than 18 years coaching in a first class, and I think 12 years in IPL. It definitely you learn by that experience. And I always thank to the even the coaches like Ricky was there to us to guide us when we come to the IPL. So there are many good coaches was there whom with I worked and I learned from them. But yeah, miss, I'm not thinking too much WB. I know like the I'm wise enough now at age 55. Whatever work you do it with the passionate. Don't worry about where you will go. I think whatever you do, give your best, and who you people will recognize you or not. I think the end of the day, I'm enjoying my coaching because that's what matters to me. Like people like Ajinkya Rahane or Shreyas Iyer, like people knows like when they needed a support, I was the one. And I think that's gave me the lot of, like I will say happiness, because sometimes that recognition or money is not important. I think it's important like somebody is recognizing. It's not more than many people, but some are the whom they knows like when they needed help. Maybe like WB, like when I was playing that, I thought like people would have been, I never got that help. I'm not saying like support of something that, but that moral support, like yes, I'm behind you, this is the phase you can think. But that is what I think exactly whatever happened to me, I make sure like who are the players are got that talent, I make sure I try to give them that moral support. It doesn't matter like I'm backing them, but I know like sometimes that one moral support can help there that one game, and that sometimes that one match matters.
Tell us a little bit more about what it is like to work with Ricky Ponting. Not only was he a great cricketer, but he's also a fantastic tactician, isn't it?
Yes, yes. So to me, I think Ricky Ponting was to me like I was working with his Delhi Capitals for 5 years, and I watched him so closely. It's a transformation from the player. The way he played was so ruthless, but when he became a coach, he was actually the players' coach. Basically, he was there to care for each and every player. He was there to fight with the management also, and I think that's what learning. Like when you are a coach, there are so many responsibility comes to, and the passionate, and also the knowledge of the game. I sit next to him most of the time, so he just predict like it can happen like this in 5 hours. So I think that's the knowledge of the game, I will say. Like he knows that players, and he comes with his own homework properly, because IPL is such a challenging tournament. He had that experience of being a coach and winning in a Mumbai Indians, so he know how it feels to live the IPL Cup. But his commitment to the team, it's so much. That's what I said. I learned so many things from him when I was working with him, like how to man management, how to give him importance to each and every player, how to handle the stars, because that's what happened in the IPL, and how to give even importance who are not going to play a single game.
You played the under 19 level for India. Currently, the World Cup is happening. Are you trying to follow the current crop of talent?
I think that's a part of my job. Like, I was more work as a talent hunt. So there was so many players. We bought it from the under 19 World Cup, like Shreyas Iyer, Prithvi, Rishabh Pant. They came in our Delhi setup right from the under 19. They never played T20 game. But what we saw them playing for India under 19, I think that really felt like these guys are have the material. And if you think that both all those three players was retained by the franchisee, so it gives that like their capacity of playing at this level also. So yes, miss, we are always excited with the new crop of the guys like who are coming. But more than WB, like we look like who are going to be the match winner. It's not like a one game winner, but who got that temperament. Ultimately there is a difference between IPL and under 19. It's a the IPL is all about men's world basically, and there are a couple of guys are ready to compete with the men's world. We are looking to that type of a boys who can compete in the men's world.
Do you think the under 19 cricketers have more opportunities to make the transition to senior level now? Do you think it's easier these days?
Well, absolutely. I think the way I think BCCI is also having a more program for junior cricket, and I think that's good for them. Like the more early we identified the talent, it's good for them also, and for a franchise also, it is helpful. Like you go with them for a long time, because you just see the Rishabh Pant and all. They are all played more than 5 to 6 years for our team. So I think that continuity and that confidence come with the both of them got a confidence. They feel comfortable to go with that one under the one umbrella. For players also, it's also good, like going to back with, and also like Once I personally feel like under 19 to go with a good coaching staff, because it's not coming and just 19 playing for IPL is should be their goal. Their goal should be also like going and playing for a country.
Going back to your career, you have a decent average of 42 and a half runs in Test cricket, but you made only 11 appearances. Does it hurt you now? Thinking back, it could have been a lot more. Number of matches.
Yeah, miss. I obviously felt like once you get 100 in a your debut test and also in a tough, I personally feel like I should have been scored 20 100. I'm not thinking about matches, but that's I think I've thought like, and maybe that is the reason when I coach, I feel like my student should go score 20 100 minimum, because I think that gives the more complete player, because when you score 20 international 100, you have to play all the countries, you have to play on a different challenges, and to cope with that, yeah, means my career was not I will say that number wise, but I think as an experience wise, I had learned a lot, like playing at the home also, playing at the Australian condition, playing in a New Zealand condition. So I think that really helped when I come to the coaching, whatever that small experience also. But because ultimately I know how much efforts has to get go and get that 100 in a test cricket.
I think in a way you are to be blamed. I said 42 is a decent average, but you had 86 average in first class cricket. You only managed half of that in Test cricket. I think that's why you didn't play much.
Yeah, I think I will make sure my student will have 70 plus.
So I think that's a problem from your end. So anyway,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
of course, there's no doubt at all that everybody feels that it could have been a case of you playing a lot more than you did. Uh, but on the other hand, do you think if you were to be a little bit selfish, it could have benefited you, prolonged your career?
Yeah, WW, I think, yeah, with the experience, I think I learned that, and I make sure my student also, I say like, yes, play for the team is important, but playing for yourself is also important, because ultimately nobody knows after that, like that is what I personally felt. I always believed that the team was the first and then myself, but in a way sometimes situations come, then the team, whether sometimes they don't think about that way, but is always I make sure like my players will have a good average and good strike rate to go there, and then their place will be there for the forever, because that's where also important, because as I said, like I personally feel it's not the numbers, but it's all about getting those 20 100 international 100 is so important. And that's what I learned, like Sachin is getting 100 international 100, so much of like that depth in his art of batting, I will say. So that's what I feel like. I don't think about numbers, but like getting the hundreds for the team is more important.
Now, as a coach and as a trainee of Mr. Achrekar, how much of his methods do you incorporate as a coach?
I think whatever I am today, to be honest, I try to pass on what I learned from Achrekar sir, because it really worked for me. And I have that confidence and that faith, like this technique or this is the thing will work, because myself had that. I'm gone through that grind. I gone through for that experience, like how that will happen to me, and even a batting technique wise also. I whenever I sing, you will more see like whatever the Achrekar sir has taught us. I try to go do that, but also it helped me to like doing the level 2 and level 3 in a NCA, because it's also like that communication is also important with the players, so that is also important. But yes, the basic is what I learned from Achrekar sir. I try to spread that.
No, it's interesting. You told me that Achrekar sir also coached Lalu, Chandu, and all of them in that generation, and then you lot. But what I see as an outsider is that he seems to have caught up or kept up with the evolvement of cricket, because Chandu Lalu batted differently, you lot batted differently. So he was always kind of revising and reforming his methods. Is it right?
Yeah, miss, that was, I think, so Ashika sir's beauty. He never touched anybody's natural game. They allow to grow around that natural game. And that is what I said. Like when we try to work, we try to identify that what is his natural game. Because there are, if anything correction has to do, we have to do. But that's what Achrika sir is to take. His method was simple. He used to work, believe in a match temperament. That's what the stories of Achrika sir, making us play the more matches, one match at Shivaji Park, one match at Azad Maidan. So he will travel with us and make sure like we get that experience. And I think that's what I said. We can't do this even this 2020 era also, because those how he managed that's there to handling the 10 clubs and having the 10 teams to play that matches. We talk about playing friendly matches, but you have to arrange that 10 teams to play those matches. So he was the guy who can, that time he can arrange that team, which I think I can't arrange right now. So this is what that tough for nowadays cricket. But yes, the ideology is that like he always believe in the national game. He believes that what will work, and he always believed like how you will score the runs. The priority was always how you will score the runs, other than how it looked like, then that it's important how you score the runs.
Yeah, as a coach, you need to plan, and obviously the plans for the upcoming IPL season would have started. So, what can we expect of the Delhi Capitals this season?
Well, I think to me it's always, as I said, like not only so like Ricky Ponting is there, but we got the help of director of Saurav Ganguly is also there. So there are a lot of planning is there, and also like we have a periodical plan camps right now how to win. But is again like just now we finished the mini auction. The 9 new players are come, so we are going to work on that. But it's the challenge is always the Ranji trophies are in between, so the availability of players are not there. So we make sure whoever available we can have that camp, and it's more communication. If anybody is going to any requirement is there, like like right now we are just giving finger cross for Rishabh and Prithvi to get them ready for our thing, because when they both are on the playing 11, our side is different. Last year we really missed Rishabh in that case.
And what is the update on Rishabh, if you can provide us?
Well, I think he's looking more confident. It's going through, like NCA is there to look after him, and we are hoping like next month he can come on the ground.
Finally, a word of advice for the youngsters.
Well, I think Checkers, and also you should have your own dream to reach where you want to, because it is not, there will be many guidance will come, but it's ultimately your journey, and you should be ready. I think that's what I think he made me mentally prepared to go to the railways anywhere, because he showed me the dream like I can play for a country. So I think if you want to play for a country, there will be a grind. And what I learn is like there is a 15 years of hard work to get that India cap. So it's you have to be ready for that 15 years.
As always, very practical, as always, very honest. Thank you, Praveen. Very nice of you to immediately accept my invitation to appear on the show, and it was great chatting to you.
Thank you. It's always nice to be with you, WV. Anytime. Thank you so much for having me.
There it was, the absolute team man, as always, and he was forthright, he was pragmatic, and he was also not bitter at all about what was not to be in his career. Pravin Amre, as always, a giver, and it was a pleasure chatting to him. And I'm sure you would have enjoyed the conversation too. And for those who've been up with us all through from the start, keep sending in your comments and your feedback, which is very important for us. And for those of you who joined us for the first time, log on to the handle of Sportstar and catch up with all the earlier episodes where there's some lovely content for you to see. And keep joining us in the future as well. But before I sign off, I'd like to remind you that you need to try and subscribe and press the like button as well for you to get the notifications. And as I always say, before I catch up with you next time, be good and stay safe.